Hello, everyone. I am Ashton Hablutzel.
I'm Gordon Egerton.
I'm Natasha Pfeiffer.
I'm Sebastian Hernandez.
And I'm Michael Jose, and we are Citation Tech.
In this project, we were tasked to build a citation generator that would use a unique style of citation, which would create a citation for the user. Our citation is supposed to be efficient in ways that other citations are not. The purpose of our project is to simulate the senior capstone experience, which is the final project you get before graduating with a computer science degree. In their project, they have to build an advanced program for a real-world client, much like our project, where we're tasked to build a program for a client, except the difference is our client is a professor, and in their project, they had to do things for like the police department or like other small businesses.
In our first year seminar project, we were given a rubric of everything we were supposed to do, checkpoints, everything we were supposed to do. First, we were supposed to get initial email with a client meeting, talk to them, understand, make a professional email saying our team is available to meet these days, research the client's office hours. Then we also had to get the requirement specification document, which tells us everything that's going to be on it, everything that the client wanted on it. Then we had the first year Islander Conference proposal draft, which is a proposal to join the first year Islander Conference. It's more or less kind of like the symposium we have done, where we had to go in there and explain and present to almost hundreds of other people about our project, but we chose not to do that because reasons, not 100% sure. We also had the design specification document next, so that way it tells us everything that's going to be on the actual project itself, what's going to be done, how it's going to be done. We also had a follow-up meeting with the client to show them our prototype to make sure everything was working, give them a general idea, have them give us some feedback so that we understand what we're doing, what he actually wants, if we put in something too many. And then we, of course, had our project code due, where we presented it, and right now we are recording our project presentation.
So for our initial client meeting, we showed our client Sean Britt our plans for building the citation generator and discussed several ideas that could possibly be incorporated to our project. The main purpose of this project is to build a citation generator with a unique citation style that the user can create citations with. So for our initial client meeting, we showed our client Sean Britt our plans for building the citation generator and discussed several ideas that could possibly be incorporated to our project. The main purpose of this project is to build a citation generator with a unique citation style that the user can create citations with.
All right, for our literature review, I cited Coleman's 2017, and in this article they said, at present, a primary means of demonstrating the applicability of previous works is through cited references. Many previous works are lost throughout time, and the only way that more people can find them recently is through getting cited in newer articles, which is why citations are so important. Articles with many co-citations can also be found easier compared to recent publications because the co-citations allow people to view the previous articles. Recently published articles were rarely retrieved because accumulating co-citations requires sufficient time since publication. So basically what that means is they need more time since they've been published to acquire citations from other articles, which will link people to that article and help them find it better. So when an article is first published, they don't have other co-citations linking them to that article. But after time, people will cite that article and they'll be able to find it easier. And that was quoted from Hussein 2019. Citations counts are often regarded as a measure of utilization and contribution of public articles. And the more citations an article receives, the more credible it appears.
We had several requirements we had to follow in order to make sure that our program worked and that it met our client standard. Our first requirement was to create the citation for the user. We had to make a program that created a citation inputted by the user for computer science majors. First, we needed to start the program by creating a citation generator. The citation generator allows the user to input the information from the citation they are using. As the user inputs the cited source, we need to keep track of the data being entered. The program will keep track of the author's name, the date that it was published, and the website link and a database of text files. The database can read in files and search for the author, the title, and the date that was inputted by the user. We have the option to have an example of a citation for the user to look at and see if they need, how the citation would look like. And lastly, after the user inputs the citation, it can keep on going. It's limitless until there's a certain value that will be entered and it will exit the program.
All right, so this is a few screenshots of how the opening segments of code work. It essentially details the way the menu is displayed and how the major functions are called after that. When the program starts, it starts by initializing any essential variables that we need for the code to run. Displays the first question for the menu, and then it receives the menu choice. From there, it opens up different possibilities. Okay, so this is the UML diagram. For our UML diagram, we only used one class variable, and we gave it majority string variables to use, member variables to use. So things ranging from the first name, last name, the title, the date, and whether it's a site or a book, which would help us to determine if we would need to use a link variable as well. Alright, this is the case model design. The green represents the program itself, and the purple represents blocks of inside of the code. So the user would enter the code and be prompted with two options, to run the code or to exit the code. If he were to pick run the code, he would then be prompted again with options like create a citation or display a file or read in from a file that already exists in the memory. So if you were to create a new citation, you once again be prompted again, and you'd be prompted for each of the individual variables. You'd enter those variables, it would store them, and then you'd be prompted once more if you want to save them and input another one. Professor Sean Britt, we showed him our rough draft of the code, and he told us there were a couple things that we could tweak. So it did display the information that was input, but one of his main concerns was we couldn't really determine whether it was a book or a website, and he really wanted it to be user-friendly for all kinds of sites, not just books or volumes and stuff like that. We wanted, like, if you wanted a website, you could put it in a website, so we added the extra menu option to prompt you if you would like to do a book or a website. On top of that, he told us that the final output of the had to look a little more different. It had to look like a traditional site. So we didn't have that at first. We had it output each individual variable instead of as a complete citation. Now, when we save it to a document, it saves it in the format of the citation. So when you read in from a file, it would output the citation. Overall, the meeting went pretty great. He gave us really good feedback. It was pretty insightful to hear like all of this information from him. Right, so he gave us like great feedback. It was actually pretty eye-opening for us because we were kind of not too sure where to go with the direction of the code. But after the second meeting, it really, arrowheaded us into making like a good auto version of the program. Okay, so for the results slide of our PowerPoint, here's a quick screenshot of the code running. The first thing you will notice is that you're welcome to the main menu. then you're prompted with your selection, right? So what would you like to do? Would you like to cite a source, open an external file, or exit? Since in this case we didn't have a file already made, we chose to make one. Then it prompts you to specify what kind of site you're looking to cite, a book, an article, or video. We made our selection, video. You enter in the person who made the video, so like their first and last name, the title of the publication or article, the date, and the publisher. Once again, you're prompted with an option of what you want to put for the website. If it's offline, you can just leave it blank, press enter, and we'll skip over it. Otherwise, you input a link. In this case, youtube.com/watch, which is just a placeholder. Then you're prompted again if you would like to do the whole process again, cite another source. If not, you don't, and you're sent out to another menu, which gives you more options to work with the site that you've already made. So the file that you make, you can output it to screen, see what you have so far, or you can or you can output it to a file for later use. So save it to the memory, and then use that file in the main menu when you're prompted if you would like to open an external file.
We would have liked to implement your code into a web page, but we only have the terminal-based program at the moment. What made this project harder is the communication part of it, because we could only ever do voice calls and text. We could never actually meet in person. So one time we were actually working on the same flowchart because we couldn't communicate very well, so we lost some work there. But we did learn that teamwork is very important when you're working on a group project, and in order to succeed, you must communicate with your team members properly.
And here are our references. Thank you for listening to Citation Tech. You all have a great day.